It's time for the Brouhaha Sports Show. Brouhaha Sports with award-winning sports writer Dale McKee and co-host Marshall Wood. Talking sports with the legends of the game and famous sports personalities. Brouhaha. Now to Marshall and Dale with tonight's guest.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Brouhaha. Marshall Wood and Dale McKee getting on down the road here for another show. Good evening, Dale.
Good evening.
You're looking good, spry.
Well,
feeling good, looking good.
That's a surprise. I'm looking good.
Your eyes sure are bright. We can't see that on the radio. Man, y'all ought to see this guy.
How did that surgery go for you?
It was
your eye surgery.
I can't see a thing.
I figured.
But I got memory.
Do you?
Yeah, I remember what you used to look like.
Yeah, used to. Yeah. Those days are long gone.
Oh man.
What is it? 7 years ago. I remember that.
Oh yeah. No, the reference you made, I had a little cataract. I had a little eye surgery done over the past couple of weeks. And my doctor had told me that was coming at some point in time. And after about 8-9 years of him telling me that, well, it finally showed up. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to tell you, if you need to get it done, get it done. It's really a hoot.
Oh, yeah.
If they put the medicine in your arm at the right time, it's a hoot. If they wait 3 or 4 seconds later, it's not that much fun. But anyway, I've had it both ways.
I got you.
All right. What you got going on in the world of sports?
Well, I was just going to talk about, since we're, locally here with Wayne County, Waynesboro, I just thought we'd talk about some of our Division I baseball players that we have playing baseball from our town.
Division I baseball player.
Yeah, I mean, we've got 3 playing right now, and for a town that our size, I think that's pretty good.
We got 3 D1s?
3 D1s.
I know 2 of them off the top of my head. But anyway, I'm going to shut up. Tell us about, Let me just shut up and let's get down to this good stuff. You got some good stuff.
Well, the first thing is that very proud of Alabama senior first baseman and DH Will Hodo. He was named the SEC Co-Player of the Week.
Wow.
He capped off Alabama as a team, went down to Jacksonville, Florida, and won the championship there. And Hodo batted .389. He hit 2 doubles, 2 home runs, had 6 RBIs, and said he scored 10 runs.
He cut up like a new pair of scissors, didn't he?
Yeah, that's pretty good, I think. He also hit a walk-off home run against Ohio State.
I like that. I like to beat them.
The thing
Ohio
about
Staters.
the walk-off home run was that Ohio State at one point in the game was up 10-0 and lost 12-10. So that's even bad. But Alabama's also 8-0 on the year. They're not ranked yet, but they're probably going to get ranked if they keep winning. So
they're not like as good as like Southern Miss or Ole Miss or Mississippi State.
Ole Miss is 24th, I think, in the latest poll, and I saw Southern Miss was up to 22, and State's 18th still. So we've got 3 Mississippi teams in the top 25 in college baseball.
That happens pretty regular for us, doesn't it?
It does. And so the other kids I want to tell you about, we have another kid that also played at Wayne Academy like Will, and his name is Luke Cooley, and he's a left-handed pitcher. And Luke, all these boys are pretty good size. Will's 6'3", and I think Luke's around 6'1" or 6'2".
He's probably about a 220 guy.
Yeah.
He's a stocky guy.
Yeah, I think he's listed at 215, and I think Will's probably 225-ish. But Luke had a great outing against Southern Miss. It was the second pitching win of the year. He's a left-handed pitcher. But he shut out Southern Miss for 5 innings at the second game of a doubleheader Saturday. Struck out 7, only allowed 4 hits and no runs. Now, at the previous outing he had the week before, I think it was the Missouri State Black Bears, the one that Mississippi State played this week. I believe that was the team. He struck out 7 in 5 innings again. His ERA is .84, which means he's given up less than a 1 run a game if it was a 9-inning game. So he's just doing phenomenal. And I think that we should be proud of those boys. Wayne County High School has a junior. Luke's a junior. He transferred from East Central Junior College. We have another junior that's playing at Memphis. His name is Connor Pittman. He went to Wayne County, but he also played at Colin the last 2 years before this year. He came in relief I believe one day last week. I'm not sure of the exact date, but he faced 5 batters and struck out 4.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's real good.
Oh, yeah. And so all of them are having some early success for this season, which is fantastic. Now, Connor is very big in stature.
He is he goes to church with us. He's a big guy.
6'8", 225.
That's a good one.
And we always thought up there at Wayne County that his height was, once he started filling out, he was going to be a Division I player. I mean, we could almost tell it.
Yeah.
But
You told me that years ago.
But he had to develop into it.
Yeah.
And so I'm proud of all 3 of the young men.
That's exciting. I'm happy for them. I know those kids and their families, and it's good stuff, man.
Oh yeah,
good stuff.
So so we had to brag about our local kids.
That's good. It's good to have something to brag about.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, what we doing? I don't want to change the subject. You got anything else we need to hit on before we move on to our guest tonight?
Not really.
Well, you did a good job. That's some good stuff. I'm excited about our baseball and our local guys going to the next level and making it big. That's exciting. Who you got for our guest tonight, and what do they do?
Well, we got a fellow by the name of Tracy English. He has coached 35 years William Carey women basketball. 35 years. He's as old as I am, just in coaching. And so, but this year, he's done something that Carey's never done before. His basketball team just finished the regular season 25-0.
They hadn't lost a game.
Not lost a game. They had a 5-point game last Saturday against Loyola of New Orleans.
Yeah.
But they won that. But they're going to the tournament this week, and I believe it's Montgomery, Alabama. And so it's a conference tournament. And so if they do well there, anyway, I assume they'll go to the national tournament based on their regular season of 25-0.
In this count, the 25-0 may not be, but them making it to the next level stuff it's pretty common, is it not?
Yeah, well, in men it is.
Yeah.
Women have, but this has just been a superior, and most of the kids are around the area.
Yeah.
So that's even better. Or they play JUCO ball in Mississippi. So we're excited to talk to Tracy English.
There's a lot of good things going on at William Carey. There's a lot of good things sports-wise, because they got several teams that win a lot of stuff. Yeah. Basketball, for example, and then baseball. I was over there this Saturday night. There was a ballet over there.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't go to the ballet, but I went over there and kind of stood around and walked around the campus a little bit, and my wife went to the ballet and that kind of stuff, and I kind of looked at things. That's a beautiful little campus over there. Got a lot going on, and we're excited to talk to Tracy tonight and see what's going on with his program. So let's take a break to hear from a sponsor, and you and I, Dale, will come back right after this commercial break with tonight's guest.
Phillips Building Supply in Laurel, your hometown building supply store since 1954. We are locally owned and pride ourselves on helping our customers find exactly what they need. From foundations to roofs to doors and windows, Phillips has it. For tools, hardware, lumber, and plywood, visit Phillips Building Supply.
Welcome to the show, Coach Tracy English from William Carey. Coach, we really appreciate you being on the show today. How's everything in Hattiesburg?
Everything's great. Glad to be here today.
Hey, well, listen, we want to talk about your girls' team for a few minutes, and then we're going to talk about maybe a little bit of your other sports down at William Carey. But your basketball team, as we told the audience before we had you on here today, kind of in the pregame, I guess, told about your spectacular 25-0 season this year. Coach, was this expected, or did you think that you had a chance to have a pretty good team, or was this just a dream season?
No, we were pretty good last year. We were 23-5 last year. Got into the national tournament and got into a bracket with the number one team in the country, and we won this first round and met them the second round and took them right to the wire at their place. So no, we only lost one kid off that team, so we were expecting to have a good year. I don't know that we were looking at what we actually accomplished or not, but it's been a fun ride, I tell you.
Well, now, if I got this straight now, have y'all won like 39 straight regular season games?
Absolutely. Won the last 14 of the year last year, and then these 25 this year.
Well,
Great 2-year runs for sure.
Hey, that is magnificent. Okay, so you go to the conference tournament this week in Montgomery. Tell us about how that works. How many teams go, and how many teams maybe come out of that tournament with a bid to the NAIA tournament?
Okay, so we wrapped up the automatic bid. We get 2 automatic bids in our league, and we wrapped up the regular season a couple of weeks ago, and we got the first bid. So we'll go in as the number 1 seed, and we will play on Thursday at 12:30, I think, right after lunch, against a team yet to be determined that will play on Wednesday. There's 2 games Wednesday, and the winner of those 2 games gets the number 1 and number 2 seed on Thursday. So there's 10 teams there in our league, and not everybody gets in.
Well, listen, how can people keep up with you this week over in the tournament?
Well, you can either do it one of 2 ways. You can go to our conference site or either our athletic site here at William Carey and go to women's basketball and just go to our schedule, and it'll show you, and just follow the directions how to either watch it or listen to it. So
okay. Well, listen, where is most of your team from? Are they from around this Pine Belt area, or are they from South Mississippi?
They are. South Mississippi for sure. We got kids from Laurel, Hattiesburg, Petal, from the Mississippi Gulf Coast. We got a kid from Jackson. We got a kid from Taylorsville and Puckett. So we're homegrown people. I mean, we have 2 kids from Louisiana, but Franklin's in Louisiana, so they're close too. So we're right here together. There's good basketball in our area. We're taking advantage of that.
Well, now when you're recruiting your young ladies, do you just get them right out of high school, or do you hit the junior college ranks, or do you maybe get some transfers from some of the larger schools, or how does how?
So we have 16 kids on our roster right now. 2 junior college kids and 1 transfer from Southern Miss, and the rest of them are all high school kids that we've had in the system, or either they're freshmen that they're in now. Zoe Cooley played at Jones. She's from Laurel. Colton Blakeney, who, by the way, was offensive and defensive player of the week in our league, is this week is from Taylorsville. Wow. And then Rose Warren from Puckett is a transfer from Southern Miss. This is her 2nd year. She's a senior as well. And just so they're all local kids, and we do it mainly through the high school.
I like that.
Hey.
We think it's important to have those kids in our system, and we'd like to be able to have them for 4 years and get in our system and help our system grow instead of having a turnover every 2 years. I know that we do it, and there's something said for the junior college route, and our junior college in Mississippi is great basketball, but in the last, 5 or 6 years, that's just the way we've done it, so, and been successful at it.
Well, it shows with your 1-loss record. I mean, you got to, as I say, that you got a plan, and you're sticking to it, and it's really success. Well, listen now. The word's out that you're going to step up and be full-time athletic director starting next year. Is this something that you are? I'm sure that you're looking forward to, but leading a whole university, all sports teams, must be a very big challenge for you.
I did it as an interim last year, and this is my first full year as the AD. I'm actually looking forward to it, and 35 years has been a good run. I've enjoyed every minute of it. I've enjoyed that part of my job, I just think it's time to move on and step aside and you let somebody else do that part of it and let me continue to do what I'm doing at the athletic directors. And I'm ready to do it. I mean, it's 35 years has been a long time on those buses, you know?
Yes, I imagine. Well, listen, in talking about your job as athletic director, you're going into a very successful athletic program. Just tell us about everything that's going on right now. I mean, in this season that we're in, and what's down the road.
Well, first of all, we've won 8 straight Commissioners' Cups, so we're doing okay. The last 8 years, and we're looking for that's a standard for us. That's what we're trying to do every year. We've had a great soccer season already. Volleyball has exceeded anything that they've ever done this year. Of course, our women's basketball is having an outstanding year. And, Steve Knight's team's been very, very good this year. They won 19 games and still going. Baseball is I think they're 11-3, and softball is 12-1.
Wow.
So our track team right now, indoor track team, at the national indoor championship. So I mean, we got. I think last I heard that we got 6 or 7 kids in the national swim meet this week coming up, and so we got a lot going on around here, and it's very, a lot of success happening. And I got to just being around here as long as I've been, I sit back and I watch coaches coach their teams, and I think that's got a lot to do with it. I think that if you go back and look, I mean, we don't have turnover in our coaching staff. We hire coaches. They love it here. They're successful here, and it's a family-like situation. Even though the university's grown, it's still a tight group, and we all support each other. It's not trying to outdo each other. We're all proud of everybody. So it's a really great situation at the college level, something that you don't see all the time.
This is Marshall. I want to change the tone just a little bit here for a second. You're talking about the athletic program. William Carey, I mean, the athletics there is phenomenal. We all know that. But just back up for a little bit, move that microscope back a little bit. Let's look at the university as a whole. Paint us a picture of William Carey and what it means to that community over there. I was over there Saturday walking around that campus, and they had the ballet stuff over there this weekend. I didn't go to that, but I saw the campus. Sure. It's a special place. Tell us about the university itself, Coach.
Well, there's just a lot of history here, and it's second to nobody in education. I'll just give you an example. My basketball team, we went over to the conference tournament last year, and they have an awards banquet that they celebrate, and they announce all conference players, player of the years, and one of the things that they do is they announce all academic team. And I think we had 14, 15 kids on that team last year that finished second. Actually won the conference championship, was the second seed over there. But when they called out academic awards, every kid on that team that was qualified to receive that, to be a part of that, made that team. The only ones that weren't able to make it were freshmen. They're not allowed to make it. So we had like 11 kids make that all academic team. And so I really think that besides athletics, the academic part of this is just second to none. And the growth, I don't know if any other university in the state of Mississippi is growing like we continue to grow every year. We got great leadership here at the president. Dr. Ben Burnett has done an awesome job. And it's just, I mean, it represents itself. I mean, you walk on campus like you did last weekend, and you just see some great things. And you wouldn't think you'd ride around the curve and run into this place, and then you get on campus, and it's an amazing place. And I grew up here. I've been here 35 years. I've been here longer than that. I walked on campus for the first time in 1980 as a student athlete. Played basketball here for 4 years. And then I was a GA and worked for Steve Knight for several years before I became the women's coach. So I grew up here. This place shaped my life, and it continues to shape a lot of people's lives. So I'm incredibly proud of the university and the leadership.
That's awesome.
So,
you should be.
Well, listen, what does the future hold? I know that you have a lot of sports. Is there any sports y'all interested in maybe adding in the future, or do you have any building projects?
We've kicked around some stuff. One of the fastest growing sports at our level is women's flag football. We've kicked that around. I think the New Orleans Saints has come into the picture and wants to kind of sponsor that at maybe the high school level. And the one reason that we haven't jumped on it this far is because they don't play it in Mississippi. They play it in Alabama. They play it in Georgia and Tennessee and some of those places. But if they would, if they start playing it here, I think it's something we have to jump into. We've talked about adding football. We've done the studies on it. It just doesn't fit our footprint right now.
Right. Let me ask you this. Now, I may have dreamed this. I wake up in a new world about every 15 minutes. Seems like I have heard or read somewhere in the last month or so that Mississippi is going to try a pilot, for lack of a better word, a pilot program for women's flag football this fall. Is that right, Dale? Have you read?
Spring.
Oh, this spring.
That is right.
Okay. So this spring.
We heard the same thing, and we think that I think that the New Orleans Saints is involved in it with some sponsorship. So
okay. Right.
You know, that's a great way to help that program get off the ground.
That's good stuff. That's exciting.
Well, it surely is. Yeah. Anyway, about that. Well, do you have any building projects going on at this time, or do you plan to update any of the facilities, or is that down the road in the future?
We've done a lot here. We've just built a new beach volleyball complex. We're with the volleyball team having a great year, and a lot of people interested in that. Now we're trying to upgrade our facility down there at the volleyball gymnasium, but nothing major right now. I will tell you this, that one of the first things that I had when I took over at AD is one of the first things that I had a part in was we're building us a deck out in right field on the baseball field. You know, you guys know Ben Smith. He's an assistant AD.
Yes, we know Ben.
For us.
Yes.
You do?
Yes, we've had him on the show before.
We turned that over to him, and he's got it done. So we look forward to getting away from the crowd and getting where we can yell at some umpires or something.
People still do
but
that.
Anyway,
they still yell at umpires, huh?
Oh yeah. He gave up he was assistant coach until this year, and we've had to drag him away from over there a couple times, having to yell at an umpire about a call or something. Yeah. So anyway, we get him away from the where they can't hear him out there. Is what we're doing.
Oh yeah, I've known Ben since he was 10 years old. He's a good guy.
Yeah, he told me.
I got a question for you now. Let's see. Okay, I'm a parent, and I'm looking around. I got a young athlete that's looking at William Carey. What are you going to tell me? What are you going to tell me and my child? We're looking at coming over.
Well, what age are you?
What age am I?
High school.
Yeah, it'd be a senior in high school looking to go to the next level, and you may want to come to William Carey. What you going to tell him? How you going to recruit?
I'm going to tell him to work hard, and we have some senior camps, those kind of things that he could get involved in, and have his coach give us a call. We welcome anything, man. We're trying to get the best players we can all the time, and we'll look high and low for them, and just I would just say continue to work hard, and also at our school, work hard on your grades. Don't let that slip. You spend just as much time in the classroom as you do out on the practice field.
It is school. That's what I guess. Can't lose sight of that.
We take a lot of pride in that. I mean, we really do. I mean, it's you don't just sign up to come to school here. You got to be admitted, and you got to have. There's certain standard grade wise that we do here. It's a little different than a lot of places. So, and that's what's so impressive about our kids that we put out. I mean, they're leaders in the community. They played athletics. They've won. They've got a great education. There's people waiting to hire our kids that graduate. So that's one thing I would tell them.
It's a special place, Coach. There's no
It
doubt
really
about
is.
it.
It really is, and we're really proud of it. Especially somebody like me that's been here their whole life. I just can't tell you how proud of this place I am.
Yeah. Well, listen, it's obvious. It shows, and in good measure and in good form, Coach. Listen, we're about out of time. I told you before we started I'd show up at some point in time, and I'm the clock keeper,
Yeah.
so we're out. Thank you so much for being with us tonight and sharing your
Sure.
story and your passion and your love for what you do and that great university you represent. We're going to ask you to hold on for just a second. We're going to take a break to hear from one of our sponsors, and Dale and I'll be back with tonight's final segment of the Brouhaha right after this commercial break.
Phillips Building Supply in Laurel, your hometown building supply store since 1954. We are locally owned and pride ourselves on helping our customers find exactly what they need. From foundations to roofs to doors and windows, Phillips has it. For tools, hardware, lumber, and plywood, visit Phillips Building Supply.
Welcome back to tonight's final segment of the Brouhaha. I'll tell you what, you did a good. You get good. William Carey, that's really a cool place. I mean, I've said that over. I didn't go to William Carey, you know. I went to Southern, a little time Mississippi College, but you know, I know quality when I see it. And that's
Yes,
good.
I attended. You know, I was like.
Did you go over there?
Yeah, this was like.
They let you in?
Yeah, this was like the old school days.
Oh.
I went to Jones out of high school.
Yeah.
Then I went to Southern out of high school. Out of junior college, just like you're supposed to, I thought. And then I decided for some reason that I was going to get a master's degree, so I went over to Cary.
Yeah.
And so.
Did you get your master's, Dad?
I did, yeah.
Listen at you. What you got your master's in?
Something called physical education.
Physical education. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I could use some.
But you know, back then, Cary was kind of the leader in grabbing the people that were, you know, that already had their education degrees, and they wanted to maybe go into administration or maybe just have a master's in a certain area or something like that. And so I just remember that they came to Waynesboro.
Yeah.
And they taught about 4 or 5 of the basic courses that you have to have for your master's. And I took 4 of the 5, I believe. And we met like at Riverview for a couple of them back in those days. And this was back in the late 70s. We met at the high school for one. So Cary reached out to us. Well, I can tell you that in some of my classes here in Waynesboro, we had about 20, 25 people in there, all teachers.
Wow.
Yeah, sure did. So.
Well, we've gotten to look into the William Carey story today, and that's the second guest I believe we've had from William Carey. I think you mentioned that in the interview.
We've had 2. We've had Steve Knight, the men's coach, last year, and we had Ben Smith, the assistant AD, now used to be an assistant baseball coach, and we've had Bobby Alford on too.
Yeah.
Remember, so we've had 4.
Yeah, we're pro William Carey.
Yes, sir.
All right. What else is going on in the world of sports, Dale? We're winding down here. We got a minute or two. Anything?
Well, I don't know.
Just life in general. You got any life hacks for us, Dale?
No, I got the NFL going through their little deal in what's it called up there in Indianapolis that they have every year? Tryouts for the college kids.
Yeah, the combine.
Well, I was listening today with one of the national sports shows on radio, and they were talking about that the Sanders boy from Colorado and Cam Ward from Miami are not going to be in Indianapolis, and they said that this should really help Jackson Dart, the Ole Miss quarterback, go up the board because now people are going to lay eyes on him. And so also they're going to really take a look at Jalen Milrose from Alabama.
You know, I read an article this morning, everybody's talking about just can't wait to see what he does. There's high expectations for him. I'm missing the boat on Milrose. I don't get it. I mean...
I just think he's a great athlete.
Yeah.
I really thought at times last year he may have been the best running back
I agree.
SEC.
But
then you look back at that last play against Auburn 2 years ago, and boy, he bangs it in there to that guy at the last play of the game?
Yeah. Yeah.
And Auburn's sitting there just looking like, what in the heck is happening here today?
What in the what?
Yeah. So, you know, I mean, he's just a great athlete
Yeah.
playing quarterback.
I don't wish him any ill will. I hope he does well. Dale, we're about out of time.
Is it?
Yeah, time flies when we have this brouhaha fun, does it not?
I guess so.
Yeah, you guess.
I
Come on,
guess
you can with feeling this
I
time.
guess so.
Say, I guess so. Dale,
I
be
guess
happy.
so. No, I'm very happy. I'm excited for our 3 guys from Wayne County. There's playing, you
Yeah.
know, up in the college level
Yeah.
now, and
Good stuff, man.
And maybe one day we'll get one, maybe at a higher level than that.
Be the first one, wouldn't it?
Well, these 3 got potential.
They
I
do,
promise
don't
you.
they?
They really do.
Outstanding. Folks, we appreciate y'all joining us tonight. Dale, we appreciate you.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Yeah. We appreciate each other.
Maybe you can get your eyesight back by next week.
I hope I can. I just appreciate you looking at those numbers on that machine. But anyway, I want to remind you that you can follow us during the week on Facebook at the Brouhaha, and all the shows are on our what's it called, a YouTube page.
Yeah,
we got that's the
YouTube.
Brouhaha, and we got them all cataloged for you there, where you can listen to them on demand. But we've come to that time of the show where it's time to say goodbye, Dale.
Goodbye, Dale.
And we'll see you next week for more of the Brouhaha. Get us out of here, Jamie.
You've been listening to the Brouhaha with Del McKee and Marshall Wood. Heard Tuesday evening, 6 p.m. on WABO. For more of the Brouhaha, follow us during the week on Facebook and WABO.